Hello, everyone. My name is Kenyetta McGowans. I am here on behalf of the Good Life Outcomes Program, or the GLOW program, brought to you by Change Happens. And the GLOW program really focuses on awareness, advocacy, and action in the areas of social justice, health, and education. And today we are going to be talking about the criminal justice system with our special guest, Anthony Graves, who has had some personal experience with the criminal justice system and some of the places where it's failed and some of the places where it needs improvement. To hear more about his personal story, you can, as you can see behind him, pick up his book, Infinite Hope. But today we're really going to focus on the other stuff he's been working on, which is talking about participatory defense. So without further ado, I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself a little bit more. And yeah, tell me about yourself.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for inviting me. My name is Anthony Graves, and I'm a death row exoneree. I was wrongfully convicted, and I spent a total of about 18 and a half years incarcerated for a crime I knew absolutely nothing about. And from there, I came out and I started advocating for a better criminal justice system. It has led me to write a book. I've become a book author. I've done 2 documentaries, and I've become an Emmy Award winner. One of my documentaries called Grave Injustice, CBS 48 Hours. And I just dedicated my life to educating people around criminal justice and our need for criminal justice reform. So I'm excited to be here. And I just want to share my story in hopes of encouraging others to get involved and make a difference. So that's why I'm here.
Right. Thank you for that. So tell me more about what is participatory defense? What is it?
Participatory defense is more of an community organized thing where you're trying to bring the community together to educate them and influence and encourage them to get involved in taking the power out of the courtrooms and back into our communities when it comes to our loved ones. So what that means that the community will come together weekly and discuss cases that are happening in their community, their loved ones. They'll put their loved one name up on the board and they'll talk about those cases. And then they'll learn how to read police reports so that they can know everything that they're trying to say that their loved one was involved in. So then they can better help, because if they understand the case better, then they know what's true and what's not true. They can better help the attorney, right? And then it's all about encouraging them to show up to the courtroom, to let the judges know that they do that loved one has a community behind him. We haven't thrown him away. We're still here. We're still wrapping our arms around him, and we don't want you to throw him away. We want, as a community, we want to bring him home, and we want to take care of him ourselves. So what I'm trying to do is really kind of get the community to understand that the power really lies within us, and we can help our loved ones in our community if we just start coming together, organizing, learning about the system ourselves and how to better support our loved ones. We can make a big difference. And that's what participatory defense is. It's really just organize the community to get behind and support their loved ones that's going through the criminal system.
Right. And in your opinion, what are some of the factors that are causing this to be needed? What is it that is causing us to need to bring the community and get the community backing to ensure that things are being taken care of correctly? So what is really, I guess my question is, what is the need? What are the factors that are causing this need?
Well, the factors are that your loved one is standing in front of that judge and he's been accused of a crime that happened for 5 minutes, and he's going to be judged on 5 minutes of his life without them knowing who he really is. But if we have a community that can come up there and speak up for this kid, that can show them that this kid, for example, may not even had a healthy life at home, may have parents that abused him, parents that were on drugs, may have had eaten out of trash cans all his life, and then you got him in front of you because he stole something out of the store, not understanding why he stole it. The community can help with that. The community can help fill in those voids. The community can also just show the courts who that child really is, where he really come from. The community needs to do that, because without the community, we are losing our young Black men and Black women to a system that really don't even know them, but designed to lock them up for the 5 minutes of the mistake that they supposedly had made. The community can stop that. The community can stop the school to prison pipeline by just getting involved and saving our children, going down there to those hearings, to those trials, and letting those judges know that we as a community love and support our people coming out of there, and that we can handle them. You don't have to lock them up for years. Give him back to us, and we'll take care of him, because we're a community. Mm-hmm. We need that. We need to show that strength in our communities. We need to show that togetherness in our communities. And I tell you, if we do that, we'll reduce our prison population, we'll reduce recidivism, and we'll create a positive environment from where we live. And that is the goal.
Right. So what is your role specifically in this community defense, participatory defense? What is your role? My
role is to make sure it happens. That's my role, is to make sure it happens. Make sure that people like you in the community show up so you can show out. That's my role. Yeah, I crack the whip.
And you work with the public defender's office, correct?
Yes, I am the community liaison at the Harris County Public Defender's Office. I'm also an activist. I am a public speaker. I am, I'm a pundit on criminal justice reform, and I'm just a criminal justice expert based on life experiences.
Mm-hmm. And what are some of the impacts you've seen from implementing the participatory defense tactic?
Well, I tell you, I haven't seen any impact here in the city of Houston because we're just now bringing it here, but it is already been impacting people's lives in places like Philadelphia, California, because other states are implementing this participatory defense in the communities, and they're actually having positive outcomes. It's saving time. It's now where a judge was going to give someone 20 years. Now they put them in a drug treatment because the community is there to say that this person is not a bad person. He has a drug habit, and put him in a drug facility instead of a prison. That's happening around the country right now, and we're trying to bring it to the city of Houston.
Right. And you mentioned is new in the city of Houston. So how did that come about? How did this begin to form here in Houston?
Well, it came about for me based on what I went through. Mm-hmm. I was wrongfully convicted. My family went through this. No, my family didn't have no community support. My mother didn't have no help. My mother didn't have no one to go to. You know, we was just in this thing by ourselves. We didn't have a community, which we really needed. You know, that's why we were born and raised, but they were not there. They were not encouraged to get involved. They were not empowered with knowledge. Right? Because I feel very strongly, had they known that I was wrongfully convicted, right? Had I was sitting up there in jail for something I knew absolutely nothing about. Had they been educated on that, they would have gotten involved. So I want to make sure that our communities are educated so they can get involved, because they are the change makers, right? They're the ones that's going to take that power out of the courtroom and put it back into our communities. So the community has to get involved in order for that to happen. And I started this here because of what happened to me and what I witnessed. This is happening every day. This is not a new innovative thing. This is something that we've always done in our communities. We've always looked out for each other back in the day. We used to go and borrow a cup of sugar from each other, okay? We don't do that anymore. We got to get back to that. We got to get back to being a real community, because once we do that, then we can take control of our prison population. All right, we will have an impact on that. Right, we will have an impact on the decision makings of the judges if we, as a community, start learning how to come together and educate ourselves around the things that we need to do to be effective. Yes. So.
Right. And you know, if you're a part of the community, how would you suggest people get involved? How do we start getting back to that community that supports one another? In your opinion, what are some of the steps that need to be taken?
Well, one of the things we're finna do is we're finna start doing outreach. I have created an online training that starts next December the 8th. It's going to be every second Wednesday online. And you can register. I think you guys got one of our flyers, or we'll get one to you, but you can definitely register online, and that's where we'll start. And we'll start online by educating the community around the criminal process. That's where we get started at. How to get up and just go down there and support your loved one. What is the process just to go to court? What is the process just to go and visit someone in jail? Because that information, if you have it, it empowers you and it encourages you to go ahead and do those things. So we're starting online and we're going to build out. You know, we're going to get it to where it become in person in the communities. And my goal is to have it in all four corners of our city, the north side, south side, east side, and west side. I'm talking now with the Harris County Public Probations Department, who is also involved in this here as well. And so the goal is to create what we call hubs around the city so that communities can go to have meetings. And so that's what I'm doing right now, trying to put together some hubs so that the community have a place to go and meet and talk about cases and discuss these things and become empowered and encouraged to get involved. So.
Oh, okay, great. So yeah, we'll put the link out for that so people can get registered and really start to learn how to become a part of this and help build back up our communities.
Yes.
And you've talked a little bit about this, but I want to ask again, you know, the name of your book is called Infinite Hope. What are some of the things that you've seen that give you hope that, you know, getting this started and getting this going is going to have an important impact and going to, you know, have a positive trend or continue the positive trend? What are some of the things that you've seen that have really given you hope for this program?
Oh, wow. So, you know, as I say, I'm also a motivational speaker and a book author. So I travel and I speak to a lot of people, from universities just to libraries to just everyday people on the streets. I do a lot of public speaking. And after I speak, you know, people always come up to me and ask a lot of questions. They want to know about a lot of things because they want to now get involved because they've heard the story. And I get an opportunity to just kind of offer some opinions and suggestions of how I think they should get involved. And the next thing I know, they are involved. They are signing up to join organizations that are doing the work. So it's the knowledge, it's the information that's lacking. And I want to make sure that the information get out, right? Because when people get information and get informed, they more apt to get involved. And so, you know, that's why I'm starting it online and start disseminating this information out and getting people excited about taking back the power from the courts and putting them back into the community so that we can save our children.
Right. And for communities maybe outside of Houston who have seen this problem in their own communities, where would you suggest that they start? I know you said with educating yourself, but
Yeah.
how do you really get this moving?
Well, you know, even though we're located here in Houston, we'll be doing it in Houston, anyone can go online and listen to our training. And you can take that and take it back to your community and start creating a hub and start doing this on your own. You don't need Anthony Gray, you just need the information. And I want to provide you with the information. That's why that online training, December the 8th, Wednesday from 7 to 9 is going to be very important. It's going to be the kickoff to our online participatory defense training, right? Whether you're in Philadelphia, whether you're in St. Louis, whether you're in New York or in Chicago, the information will be online and readily available for you to use, take back to your community, create your own hub, and practice these things that you can do it. We can all come together and do this, no matter where you live. I just happen to be here in the city of Houston. But no matter where you live at, we can get online and we can talk about these things in our community. We can get educated and we can get organized and figure out how to help those that are coming out of our community.
Right. So I guess now just wanting to know if there's anything else, any more things that you want to comment on or that are on your mind that you want to share with people about getting involved in participatory defense, or any aspect of anything that you've talked about. If there's anything else you want to include.
Yeah, well, I just like to say to people that, in this day and era, I think a lot of things have changed, but a lot of things are still the same, right? And we need to come together as a community and figure out how we can make a difference. This is a start. This is a start. Participatory defense, online training. Come and find out what it's about. Learn about it, take it back to the community, implement it, and let's become stronger in our community as a group of people. We can do this. We don't always have to sit back and wait on the government to make a decision on how we should do something. We can do it. We have our own minds, we have our own strength, and we're passionate about the community we come out of, as well as our loved ones. So we can do this. We just have to get serious about the wanting to get involved and making a difference. If we get serious about that, we the people can make it happen, because we the people have always had the power in this country. We just forgot. We the people is what makes this democracy work. We the people need to get involved, and we can get involved by coming together, training, learning the system, and applying it in a way that's positive for all of us. Let's make a difference together. Let's take back our communities. Let's take the power out of the courtroom, put it back in our communities, and love our children again. That's on us. That is not on the system. That's on us. And when we know better, we do better. And I plan on making sure that you know better by joining this online training program, so that we can educate each other around this, and that we can support each other, learn to take that power back, and learn to save our children. We can do this.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. I just want to thank you for taking the time to talk about this, and sharing your knowledge that you've gained with people and wanting to use it to make a big impact is so important. Especially there are a lot of people, they see what's going on and they get discouraged. They feel like there's nothing that they can do. Right. So having you here to be able to talk about your experiences and be able to, tell people how they can get involved and how they can make a change in some of the things that are going on in their own communities and the court systems in their communities is really, really powerful.
Yeah. To me is that we can no longer sit on the sideline and just want everybody else to do the work. We have to do the work. My grandma used to always say, if you want something done, you have to do it yourself. We have to do this ourselves. We can come together as a community. We are a community, right? And we can do this here, but we have to want to do this here. We have to quit wanting everybody else to do it for us, and we have to want to do it for ourselves. And if we get in that mindset, that's nothing that we cannot accomplish to make the system fair for all of us. We can do this. We can do this. I promise you, we can do this. And we're going to start at December the 8th. Come online, join me on this online training, and together we can make a difference in our criminal justice system. We can take the criminal out of it and make it about justice. We can do this. So.
Thank you again. We really appreciate your time. We know you're busy. So really appreciate your time. And yeah, we're going to get this out to the people and let them know so that they can get involved too.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I look forward to working with any and everyone across the city and the country that wants to get involved and make a difference. We can do this. That's my shirt that's going to come out, I think. We can do this.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Kenyatta.
Thank you.